All right, so you guys probably clicked on this video here because you're either somebody out there that has a Galaxy Watch 5 Pro or you got a Galaxy Watch 4 Classic and you're curious on if it's actually worth you guys spending all of that big bag money you making out there on the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. In this video right here, man, I'm gonna be breaking down and telling you guys all of the changes that Samsung is giving us with the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. And in the comments, I want you guys right now to let me know if you guys think it's worth making that jump or not. The first thing that we gotta start off talking about, and that is the size that is offered from all of the three watches. Now, I feel like this is an area of conversation because starting with the OG 4 Classic, right? Samsung offered this in a 42mm in size as well as a 46mm. And then on the Watch 5 Pro, this one comes in a 45mm size. And on the new Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, this one has two new sizes. It has a 43mm and a big boy at 47mm in watch size. And when it comes to the size of the screen on the 4 Classic, the 42mm is 30.4mm and the 46mm is 34.6mm. And then on something like the Watch 5 Pro, we get 34.6mm display, which is the same size as the 46mm in the 4 Classic and the 44mm in the Watch 4 that we talked about in my last video. Then on the Watch 6 Classic, the 43mm has a screen size of 33.3mm and the brand new 47mm has 37.3mm in size screen. So what's the whole reason and the whole point of me bringing all of this up? The reason I think this is important to know is because knowing this can actually help you guys decide or see the trick behind the curtains that just because it may be the Watch 4 or the Watch 4 Classic, 5 Pro or the 6 Classic, depending on the millimeter watch size that you guys choose, you can legit be paying more for the same size screen on paper, if that makes sense. So another major difference that I think we have to mention and talk about, and that is understanding the major differences between the Classic as well as the Pro model when it comes to design. Now, the 4 as well as the 6 Classic both have a rotating bezel that I know most of you guys out there love. And with the 5 Pro model, it has no physical rotating bezel, but more of like a digital rotating crown and bezel, which I know that probably was not the most popular amongst people when this actually dropped, but for me, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of liked it. And the fact that Samsung was trying something new with it was also kind of like, you know, something special. But I felt like it was worth pointing this out because you're gonna have to decide on the design and style that's gonna work best for you. Another major difference that I've seen a lot of you guys mention this from my last video, and that is the irregular heart rate notification feature. So it is important to note that this possible life-saving feature is not available on the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro model and not on the Watch 4 Classic either. Now, some of you guys out there may think that this is the exact same feature of the EKG feature or the heart rate measuring or monitoring feature that's on all three of these models. But the Watch 6 Classic having that irregular heart rate notification feature, when this is enabled, it is a different feature where this is secretly running in the background on your wrist and it's gonna provide you guys with a notification immediately if it determines an unusual heart rate rhythm without you having to manually run it on your watch like you have to do on all of the other models. So if this feature here is important to you for you guys to have something that's always monitoring your heart rhythms, then I would say the Watch 6 as well as the Watch 6 Classic might actually be the better choice for you. Next on the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic as well as the 5 Pro that it offers that the Watch 4 Classic does not offer, and that is infrared temperature sensing. Now, this is a feature here that's more for women that will determine changes in their skin temperature to provide a better and more accurate tracking of a woman's menstrual cycle. So really this feature pretty much goes hand in hand with the whole cycle tracking feature that's found on all of these models. Now this next feature here, y'all, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like this doesn't bother me when it does, and that is the fact that the brand new Galaxy Watch 6 Classic doesn't offer the GPS route tracking feature, but the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro does. Now, I do understand why the Watch 4 Classic won't necessarily have this upgraded GPS route tracking feature because, I mean, let's be honest, it's an older model. But you mean to tell me that last year's Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, which I'm not hating on it because I'm wearing it on my wrist right now, and I think this is a really good watch, it has this feature, but the current model that has all of the bells and whistles doesn't have this feature? Like, how is this even a thing? And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, this feature here is an extremely accurate route tracking tile that gives you turn-by-turn directions right from your wrist using GPS data as well as GPS maps without needing a cellular connection. And that is the key. But if this is important to you guys, then it's worth noting that only one watch out of this entire bunch of watches, being the Watch 5 Pro, actually has this feature. Now, when it comes to battery life, y'all know we got to talk about it because you all know that the Watch 4 as well as the Watch 4 Classic battery life was not it. And I mean, just being honest, it wasn't that great. And if you're commenting below and if you're saying anything different and you saying that you're getting 2 to 3 days out of those watches, I'm telling you right now, you're straight up lying. So this is why I felt like the feature of fast charging being given to the Watch 6 Classic that they initially gave us on the Watch 5 Pro is solid. But in order for you guys to use this feature on the Watch 6 Classic and the Watch 5 Pro, you will have to buy a 10-watt power adapter in order for you guys to be able to benefit from this feature that they sell on their site. So just make sure you guys keep that in mind before you guys make your decision. But the fact that Samsung at least carried that feature over from the Watch 5 Pro to the 6 Classic, then to me, I'm all here for it. I just, I still wish they would have carried over that GPS route tracking feature too. But, either way, let's move on. Let's stay on that battery life here for a second. We're gonna talk about battery capacity and the size. Now, with the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, you're getting a 425 milliamp hour battery if you go with the 47 millimeter, and you're getting 300 milliamp hour battery capacity if you're going with the 43 millimeter. Now, if you have the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, the 45 millimeter here, then you're getting a crazy 590 milliamp hour battery capacity, which I gotta just pause this video and say, and just look into this camera. The battery life on the Watch 5 Pro, y'all, is so goated. It's just, man, I'm easily 3 days on this battery, y'all. It's the good life. But if you have the Watch 4 Classic 46 millimeter, then you're getting 361 milliamp hour battery capacity. And if you have a 42 millimeter, you're getting 247 milliamp hour battery in capacity. So let's go ahead and analyze this for a second and point out something else that I felt like they should have carried over to the Watch 6 Classic from the Watch 5 Pro. Now, is 300 to 425 milliamp hour battery capacity an increase from the 4 Classic? Yes, I'll give you guys that. I'll admit it just based on numbers, but when we got spoiled with the whopping 590 milliamp hour battery on the Watch 5 Pro, I think it's tough and may seem like we could be taking a step backwards, because from the Watch 4 Classic to the Watch 6 Classic, we're only talking 53 to 64 milliamp hour battery increase of a difference, which I'm not sure if that's a major leap forward from a 2-year-old Watch 4 Classic device to something like the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. But it is something that, you will have to decide on your own if it's worth you guys making that jump for yourself. I'm just here providing the facts. Now, when it comes to the display on all 3 watch models, there is a difference. The Watch 4 Classic is rocking Gorilla Glass, while the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, as well as the 5 Pro, are rocking a sapphire crystal display, which is going to be just way more durable than Gorilla Glass. But like I said in my other video, either way, I still 100% recommend you guys get a screen protector for all 3 models. Honestly, all of the sizes and models, I recommend it to get it just to be on the safe side. And I know sapphire crystal is stronger, I get it, but at the end of the day, it is still glass, and guess what? Glass can break. But typically, y'all, sapphire crystal is going to be extremely durable to withstand a lot of those, mainly like those accidental bumps and different things like that I know we are all victims of. But I'll have some screen protectors for you guys from each model down in the description section below for you guys to pick up. Alright, so the last but not least thing that we got to talk about, and I feel like this is a big deal to consider, and that is the weight of the material that you guys are putting on your wrist, especially since this is a device that you pretty much are going to be wearing for long hours at a time. Now, when it comes to the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, with it being stainless steel, it is coming in at 59 grams for the 47 millimeter and 52 grams for the 43 millimeter. On the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here, which is a much lighter material of titanium, which is 40% less weight of material than stainless steel, is coming in only at 46.5 grams, which I must say, having this watch on, y'all, is super light. And for the Watch 4 Classic, for the 46 millimeter, it comes in at 52 grams and 47 grams for the 42 millimeter size. So I just want you guys to know that Samsung's Galaxy Watch 6 Classic will be their most heaviest watch that they sell at 7 grams of weight heavier. So I'm curious to know, let me know down in the comments down below, are you guys gonna be upgrading from the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic or the Watch 5 Pro to the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic? Also, I want you guys to let me know if you guys found this video helpful. I'll go ahead and make another one for the Galaxy Z Flip 5 versus the Z Flip 4. See y'all in the next one. Squad. I think we done.